News at 6.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Phyllis Smith. West Virginia Governor Patrick Morrisey signed a voter ID bill into law. House Bill 3016 requires voters to present a photo ID to vote. Speakers from the news conference say the legislation upholds voter integrity and helps to prevent voter fraud in West Virginia. West Virginia Attorney General J.B. McCuskey says he believes the law will increase voter turnout by giving voters more confidence that their vote matters.
What West Virginians can be assured of is that every single time that the day after the election happens, they will know that only West Virginians and only eligible West Virginia voters took part in that election.
The law goes into effect 90 days after its passing, which is July 30th. Turning to the weather, another warm day. Meteorologist Kirk Greenfield joins us now with a look at your first alert forecast. Kirk?
It is a first alert weather day in the Mid-Ohio Valley as we have the threat of severe storms until about 8 o'clock tonight. Now, the main threat is going to be damaging winds, but also lesser so for hail and possibly an isolated tornado, but not really worried about that. The current temperatures indicates that most of our reports are in the 80s or high 70s. Only McConnellsville and Caldwell have already dropped off because they are starting to see the showers, which are in the green, gliding past the Mid-Ohio Valley. Looks really nice in the Marietta Jantil Sky Camp. 81 degrees right now, 39% relative humidity, winds out of the south-southwest at 20 miles per hour. That gives you a clue of what's coming. And here's where the severe thunderstorm watch runs until at least 7. Everything that you see in pink, and it's likely to be extended as well. So this evening at 7, we think we'll have heavy thunderstorms, but will diminish as we go into the rest of the evening. Back to you.
Thank you, Kirk. One person was arrested in connection with a traffic stop that led to a crash in Marietta. According to Washington County Sheriff Mark Warden, deputies were trying to pull a vehicle over on Interstate 77 this afternoon. That vehicle took off from authorities. The suspect's vehicle went through Marietta and caused a crash at the corner of Acme and Green Streets. The driver of the vehicle took off running. That person was later arrested by the Marietta Police Department. Warden says 2 people from the vehicle and 2 people from the victim's vehicle were taken to the hospital. New tonight, Ohio Secretary of State Frank LaRose made a visit to Marietta High School today for a presentation on the Grads Vote program. The Grads Vote program is intended to help introduce Ohio high school students to voting and how easy it is. During the presentation, Secretary LaRose talked about the importance of voting and what the students can expect when they are old enough to vote. The Washington County Board of Elections set up their voting machines on the stage to run a mock election where students were able to learn about what it is like to go through the voting process.
And the students today are going to get to vote on their favorite country music singer, their favorite football team, their favorite local restaurant. But really, the key is teaching them how easy it is to vote so that next year when they get to vote on governor and they get to vote on U.S. senator and state representative and member of Congress, they know that the process is simple and they are not in any way intimidated. They know that they can go and be a voter.
We will have more on the Grads Vote program and today's mock election in our later newscasts. Also new tonight, the Ohio State Highway Patrol will focus on motorcycle safety while out on patrol. In 2024, motorcycle crashes increased by 53%. This year alone, there have been 6 motorcycle crashes in Washington and Morgan counties, with 2 of them being fatal. Lieutenant Coy Lehman says all drivers should be careful and stay vigilant.
It's going to be really important for everybody to do their part, okay? And in a regular vehicle, the biggest thing, again, is to be vigilant. If you're pulling out from an intersection or you're operating on a roadway, a motorcycle is a smaller object, so it's a little harder to see. So make sure you're checking both ways. Again, you're abiding by all traffic laws, and you're extremely vigilant.
25% of last year's crashes happened on Route 555 last year due to drivers going too fast around turns in the road. The Eastern School Levy is on the ballot once again for people who live in the school district. According to the district, the proposed renovations are planned toward the replacement of the elementary's roof, replacement of the HVAC system, improvement of the district's security features, and upgrading classroom furniture and technology across the district. 75% of the state will pay for the approximately $35 million project if it passes. The superintendent for Eastern Local Schools says one of the major changes for this levy this time is the decrease from a 7.79 mil levy to a 3.9 mil levy. He says if the levy is not passed, the funding will go to other schools.
If it doesn't pass, which we're hoping it does, but that $26 million that the state would help fund our project, that would go to a different school district. That grant funding, however you want to describe it, that's going to go to a different school district if we don't pass the levy. So that's the main reason we even went to the ballot before this, was we had that opportunity, so we wanted to take advantage of it.
He said this is the second chance for the levy to pass in the district. There was a National Day of Prayer event in Parkersburg to celebrate the power of prayer. The event kicked off with a performance by singers from the Rock Church. Parkersburg Mayor Tom Joyce made an announcement that May 1st is designated as National Day of Prayer in Parkersburg. Mayor Joyce believes National Day of Prayer is important to the people of Parkersburg.
I think it's important. I think it gives some gravitas to what is obviously, an important day, an event, and prayer is powerful, and I just believe in it.
Parkersburg Police Chief Matt Board also led a prayer asking for peace across the nation. WTAP held its first food drive of the year today. This is the second annual WTAP Cares food drive for kids. This year, the food collection was at Warren's IGA in Marietta, each Piggly Wiggly in Parkersburg, as well as the one in Vienna. People were able to donate non-perishable food that is easy for a child to make themselves. All the food collected will go to the local school pantries in Wood, Washington, and Pleasant counties. Store manager for Warren's IGA, Mike Morrison, says he is honored to be part of the food drive.
There's a lot of folks in need right now, and especially the kids. You never want to see a child go hungry, and the thought of that, is awful. So
the food will be distributed to the schools starting tomorrow. The next collection day is on July 3rd at the same locations across the Mid-Ohio Valley. Still ahead, the Washington County Career Center is preparing to open a new medical wing. We'll hear from the superintendent next at 6.
The warm and somewhat humid conditions will breed showers